I'm very excited for this new journey, this new experience.
Sounds great.
Yeah. What about you?
What
you
about
had
me? What's exciting?
a new experience in your life?
Being married again was kind of a different thing that I didn't
Yeah.
think I'd ever do that to another woman.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I married a nice Japanese woman who's just amazing. I don't know what I was thinking for the rest of my life, but this is the one. This is.
It happens that way.
Oh yeah, thank God. And I got the band. I actually have got the album that I finally have taken the time to make sure that everything was right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an amazing album. And I really want to shout out to my music director and good friend, John Holt.
Oh, nice.
If it wasn't for him, this album wouldn't sound like it does. He actually took my songs and he made them what they are. And we actually travel together to do any kind of projects because we pick up musicians that we know along the way. And we're going to be debuting this album called Terminal Heat in Las Vegas on August 12th.
Nice.
At a
Gonna go
bar
out there
called
for-
No Regrets. And
I'm afraid that's
I'll tell you
not
what,
the way
it's one of
things
the,
go
one
down
of the
in
most
that bar.
awesome looking bars.
Yeah?
Yeah, 150 is the max, so it's kind of by an invitation only type of thing.
Oh, cool.
So whoever's listening in Vegas, I guess they can mark the date, but you're definitely invited.
Well, thank you so
Cool.
much. I'll be in Detroit, I
Oh,
believe.
nice.
Yay. Lovely Detroit.
So that's August
12th.
August 12th. That's
Mhm.
my sister's birthday.
I'll send her.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be great?
That'd be epic.
And that's in Las Vegas.
What kind of bar is it? Is it a regular bar?
One
or
with
is it a-
alcohol and,
Okay.
poker machines and all that stuff.
Okay, so it's fun.
It's a Vegas bar, but it's kind of a high-end looking type of place. I've seen pictures of it. I haven't been into it.
Okay.
And she's pushing the Soul Man right there.
Yeah.
I am. There it
You
is.
like that?
Right,
Like that
right next
logo?
to my face.
That's my other band.
Okay.
And
It's a great
same
logo.
thing. Yeah. It took me about 5 minutes and 3 drinks to come up with it.
Yeah.
And it just made sense to make it really simple and better looking than any band member I can get. So we use that for our face when we put it out. And that band is still, John Holt is the music director for that band as well. And we're doing a combination of some songs from my cousin, JK, and he still has his website up, JK Band. He passed away in February of 2015.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He was living in Spain for 25 years. He was known as the Blue Messiah of Spain. Great guitar player, great singer, writer. And he passed away. Kind of a sad story is that we both decided to do music at the same time. And we heard the Beatles and we were bitten for life. And we should have maybe watched brain surgeons do their thing and become a brain surgeon instead of musicians. But, as fate would have it, we ended up going into music. And we were into it for quite a while together. And our parents were in it, and our parents' parents were in it. And it was, we didn't know any better.
Wow. That's crazy.
And then this album came out.
And then this.
No, this is not the first one. This is
Okay.
about
This
the
is-
25th
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But this is the one that I have complete ownership of,
Okay.
Yeah.
and so will the next one be. And from here on out, I think the music business has tanked.
Well, let's not put that energy
Well,
out
I
there
should
in
say
the world, please.
The commercial music business has tanked. Now it's
Yeah.
everybody's on the same playing field,
Yes,
which
that
is
is
awesome.
a true.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's a true statement. Yeah.
I didn't mean the music business.
Not
It sounded like it was a general statement, didn't it? I'm sorry. No, we will overcome now as independents is what it is.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of really amazing independence. That's for sure.
And I still see people saying, you want to get a record deal? You want to get a record deal? Well, good
Mhm.
luck,
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
it's
not
hard.
giving they're
It's
not giving
very,
out
very
those golden
difficult.
tickets anymore,
Yeah,
like they
they're
used to.
few and far between.
It's like bring me everything. Let's make
Mhm.
sure it all works, and then we'll spend a little bit of money to try and get you out there. And if it works,
Right.
great.
Yep. Yep. So, Turtle.
Yeah.
In your amazingness, in
course.
your post
Tell me
4th
more.
of July,
Tell me more. Yeah.
nonsense, you didn't even introduce our guest. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, does he
Look by
really
me.
need an
I
introduction?
mean, it doesn't need an introduction. You definitely not. But you should, because that's the proper thing to do.
Okay.
He's got to look my name up.
Say, hold on.
God. Oh my God. Oh,
we have, is it,
yeah. Oh,
oh, yeah.
Blackie and the Small. No.
No, it's the Overlord himself.
Oh, that's a good.
Right? Isn't that like a better?
The Overlord
That's
himself.
actually it. Yeah.
It's John
John
Kaye.
Not to be confused with John Kaye of Steppenwolf. Okay.
Yes, it's the.
My God.
But you know what is a fact is that you did a tribute. You were in a tribute. band.
Yeah, that's kind of funny because people would come up to me. All my life, they've come up to me when I'm playing out in public, venues and things. I did a big stint, a long stint in Nevada and Atlantic City and back in New York where I had cover bands.
Mm-hmm.
And people would come up and constantly ask to hear Steppenwolf songs. And I tell them I don't do that for less than $1,500 a song. And then they stop, but it really got annoying after 20 years or so.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's bad music, it's great.
Right.
But my Steppenwolf tribute band does get paid big money when we go out.
Isn't it amazing how the tribute bands are just like the hottest ticket?
It baffles me.
It's amazing.
It baffles me.
They're making more money than the original artists.
Some of them are.
That's nuts.
We came into a dilemma, and the dilemma is you ask anybody that you know, how many Steppenwolf tunes can you name? How many hits can you name? Mm-hmm. And after 3 or 4 or 5 at the most, it's like, what?
Yeah.
They had
I was
7
like
albums.
2. I was like 2. I can name 2. Like,
Yeah.
You must only play 2 songs and then leave.
Right. So that was always a problem getting that band off the ground. I had some great players in that band, but the thing is that we decided to morph it into John Kaye and Steppenwolf Psychedelic Review, Steppenwolf Tribute and Psychedelic Review, and we did all the big hits like Inagata Davida and the big hits that were of that same era.
Yeah.
Green Eyed Lady, and we did all those oldies.
Inagata
live.
Davida was like the first song I ever learned on guitar.
Do you guys do any like Vanilla Fudge?
We did.
What
did
happened?
a lot of
I'm like, what
Vanilla
happened?
Fudge. What happened with that?
Yeah.
It turned into Lou Reed.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
mean,
like, okay. Fine.
as a matter of fact, I just played Friday night, Sweet Jane. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet Jane.
Yeah, and occasionally we will run across a guy, a drummer. Why is his name slipping my mind? Anyway, the guy from King Cobra. You know who I'm talking about, the drummer.
What else is he in?
He was in a lot of things.
Lenny was
No.
the singer, I believe.
There was Vinny, his brother, Carmen.
Peace.
Carmine
Carmine
Appice,
Appice.
who I've played with. So
He was the
you know.
original drummer in the Vanilla Fudge.
Yes,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
he was. He's fabulous.
I guess people who are not into the music stuff don't know a lot of these things, but I'll tell you, there's
That's
just
wild.
so much royalty running through all these bands that we're growing
I
up
know.
with, and they continue off in different directions and everything.
Are you looking at like now bands, and are you like thinking?
I'm
like,
not.
oh,
You know what? The
can-
bands that I'm looking at
Yeah.
now are really not going to be having any commercials 20 years from now. I just don't think the music industry has really done much for their favor. I think what I've looked at and what I'm listening to is more of people grabbing back into the retro era, and that's kind of what we created with the Terminal Heat was retro sounding music, but it's all original and it's never been played, and it's my guitar player being 34 years old had his finger on the pulse of that that whole style, and I said to him, who was your mentor? And he said Nirvana, and of all the bands that I would
Cool.
never imagine could be a mentor to a monster guitar player, that's what brought him into the fold. And then I ran into Sin Quinion, from Ministry last week, yeah. And he's still doing that, great stuff.
Yeah.
I really like that stuff, and it's really funny because people don't think that I'm into that really hard metal stuff. But my favorite absolute metal band was Ampora. And that was a band that Ampora was out on the streets here in L.A. for a couple years, and the lead singer got offered a job by his father-in-law and moved back east, and that was the end of Ampora. But what a great band that was.
Wow.
Still is. You know, the music's out there. I'm sure if enough money comes together to entice them back together, it will come.
Yeah, there's a label out of Europe called Frontier, and they are, redoing a lot of those, older, pretty much the 80s and 90s kind of vibe.
A bunch of guys I know are on Frontier. There was a friend of mine, Ian Hersey. He passed away a couple years ago now, and he had like 7 albums on Frontier.
Yeah, it's a good label.
Speaking of labels, let's hear another song.
Yeah.
Would that be cool?
Did
That
we
would
hear
be
one
good.
already?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Oh, yeah. By the way,
did.
we already heard a song
Yes.
earlier, and that was "Hold Out."
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
okay.
holding out to.
He was
I
holding
wanted to
out on
talk
that.
to you about
He was
that.
holding out on that song. because that's
So
what Turtle
somebody
does.
heard that, right?
Yo,
Everybody
a
heard
billion
that.
people just right now.
That song was about standing on stage as a musician and seeing the dream girl of your life walk in and not be able to get off stage to hit her up, and everybody's watching her and following her and hitting on her, and what a depressing time it is to be a musician.
Aw.
Why would that
when
be
you're
depressing?
standing on stage.
Well, because you're having to wait 45 minutes to even say hello.
Yeah.
So this is a way to say hello and hold out until I get off.
Okay. All right. Well, the holding out is over because we are getting off into another song. Let's do "You're So Bad." But when I hear it, it's like I would be like, "You're so bad." Is that what?
This is a song about Max and her kind of women.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very bad.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're so bad, it's so good. Okay.
So bad, so good.
Whatever do you mean?
And then I know you have to run.
I hadn't heard it yet.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't get to hear it. Huh?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, listen closely.
radio.
Yes. You're off to a real quick gig.
Yeah, at 4 o'clock. I don't know. It took me I thought I was get here in a half hour, and it took me like 45 minutes. I drove past it. And
Yeah, that's what happens up in
I
the
don't want to
hills.
get lost coming down.
I
I'll
know.
hang out for a little while longer. Yeah. It's
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I thought I was going to be sitting like 3rd or 4th in line to
Oh
whatever's
no,
going on.
you're first. You're
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
I'm the only one right here, but
No,
everybody else
no,
is coming up.
No, they're
right?
here.
Well,
They're here.
somebody's in Max's bed, passed out, and we're gonna
Oh yes, he's gotta
we're
be
gonna wake him
revived.
up. So, I mean, that's
I
the
don't
whole
think he's
thing.
passed out, but
But it's
I
gonna be
think he's-
great. I want to just take the camera into the
Well,
room and just-
I don't think that would be proper.
can we just knock and just
Yeah.
be like, hey man, oh that's gonna be great. We're gonna do that by the way.
He's just in from out of town and staying here, so
In
that's
Max's
why
bed.
he's-
All of a
well,
sudden,
that
You know, when I listen to "You're So Bad," the song reminded me of Billy Squires' something or other way back when. Everybody Wants You.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this is not like that.
okay.
It's like nobody really wants you, but everybody wants you. Anyway.
Oh man. And this is about me?
No, not
Oh
about
no,
you. I
I'm
said,
hurt.
No, you shouldn't be hurt. You've been elated in this song,
I'm sure.
Aw.
Okay.
or elevated, I guess.
The overlords.com for all your John Kaye, Mr. Overlord, sir, for all your needs. Also for Facebook, facebook.com/the overlords. No regrets.
No Regrets is the bar.
No regrets, people. Do not have any regrets.
Have no regrets.
Yeah.
And
No
go
Regrets is the bar in Vegas where we're going to be debuting
right
this
on
CD.
August
Yes,
12th.
12th. Make sure, guys, to go out there. And then it's very limited. Okay, limited space. It will sell out.
Right.
So
It will.
And if it does, just still go.
Right.
Mention the show, and I'm sure you'll get them in. Right? If they're
Well,
like-
absolutely.
If it's sold out, you know.
Well, you know what? There's nothing to sell except for them to show up.
That's it. There's
It's
no,
open to the public, yeah. And the thing is that we're just not telling that many public people.
Okay.
I don't know where
Well,
this is
except
going.
except for the world.
Well,
Yeah.
except for the people who are listening to your program,
Yeah.
Right.
who will be
Right. So mention
invited.
the
So-
Tortoise and the Hare, and
Yeah.
you'll get absolutely nothing. But
Oh no!
But a
I'll
good
I'll
time.
tell you what. You mentioned Tortoise in the Hare. We'll give you a free CD.
what?
That's great.
Oh, you
Yeah.
heard that, people.
And a hug.
That's
You have
like-
to hug them.
Well,
You got
That's
to.
going
Depends.
well.
Okay.
Depends. They got to look as good as Max. So
Deal.
one of my band members will hug him, not me.
Nice.
Guess you decided to, stay. You'll never guess. Max. I still can't believe you're
You can't
here.
get rid of me in my own home.
I know. She's like, I gotta go.
Right. And the reason why we're here right now over at the lovely Kaye Estates is that Swing House has been booked out, so we're over here. And that's what's happening.
Swing House?
Swing House is where
Oh, I
we
like
normally.
the sound of that.
Yeah. Swing House Studios in the lovely Atwater Village.
It's where we actually record, but here's the thing. This place is like getting so popular that they need all the space available. They're converting spaces that shouldn't be something into something, if that makes sense. So they're doing really well, but we'll be back because get this, they are also building like a guitar. What's the thing called? Like a guitar store, I think.
Guitar Center?
Yeah, no. Just a
Yeah, man.
guitar store.
Well, it's
in
going to be a
general.
showroom. It's
Oh, a showroom.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay, yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly.
Speaking
what
of showrooms, I've got an endorsement guitar of the Mary Kay Strat for sale.
Yes, the Mary Kay. Holy cow! What
She
a
is the first
brilliant,
lady of
brilliant
rock and
artist.
roll.
You know, you just
That was my.
so many stories about her.
That was like
She's
my mom.
insane.
You know, she was my father's sister, and she was the one who mentored myself and my cousin to become musicians. My father was like, I don't want you to be a musician. And then he found out, how can you not want to be a musician? It's like, there's girls. The girls like that stuff. And then we find out we can make money with it. It was like, wow.
Well, some people can make
Yeah, well,
money.
true.
I'll still try.
Yeah, even the ones that don't make money, they still get the girls,
They do. They do.
Then they lose
It's
money.
True. It's true.
Hey, they pay for it, but they still get it. It's fun
Crazy.
stuff.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, the Mary Kay Stratocaster endorsement guitar is up for sale by my cousin, who is her daughter.
Where can they?
They can go
log on
online
to?
and just Google Mary Kay Strat for sale. It's on reverb.com.
Nice.
And it just went up, I think, about a week ago. And we're talking to people, it's one of these things where the family needs to get this thing out there and put it into I want to see it go to an American home or museum or something, somewhere in the States. Want to keep it stateside, but the Japanese are the ones that seem to be offering money, and we're not taking it because, when you consider this is the only official Mary Kay Stratocaster that was ever in the world, and it was hers, and it was played by her. She's the only one who ever played it too, because my cousin doesn't play, and it's just been sitting with her since 2007. My aunt passed away, and what a guitar! It's a blonde. It's the first custom Strat out of Fender prior to the custom shop. It was given to her, and she was in 2 movies with it. And an ad that ran worldwide on Fender guitars, and they still call it a Mary Kay Strat. When somebody calls into Fender and says they want a Mary Kay Strat, they know exactly what they want.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And she was honored with a tribute in 2005 for it, at the NAMM show.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Good time.
And you can have this
For only $200,000.
for only $200,000.
It's a small price.
But
for
you
that.
have to play
Seriously,
it. That
though.
should be the other thing. You have to play it.
Actually, most guys that collected in that kind of price range
No,
don't
they
know
would
how to play it.
They would never.
They should
Yeah.
come with a lesson.
They're
You
like,
put
I
that
got
in
this, I got this, I got
plexiglass
this.
and you hang
Yeah.
that on the wall.
Oh, man.
There are guys that like all the rich rockers that
Yeah.
probably should.
You know
own it.
who should talk to you about that is Howie Huberman, who deals in fine.
I
guitars.
don't know if I talked to Howie about that.
Yeah, you should, because
Yeah, it's been a while.
he is in contact with all of the collectors all over the world.
Here's the thing. A lot of people don't think it's worth that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you consider it's a piece of music history that was actually owned by the actual guitar player that
Right.
it was named after, it's an iconic piece of music history.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin, she understood that, and I understood that, and my aunt understood it. It was just such a piece of music icon, as
Yeah.
a American icon. And anyway,
Oh.
that's that for the guitar.
Oh.
Also, I wanted to talk to you about that. You haven't heard
Yeah.
that.
Look at this right here. Soul Patch. That's.
The Soul
I can't
Man.
wait to hear it. I can't hear it.
Oh, it's all cover material, so
It's so cool. I
Yeah.
love the logo. That's my favorite
you
thing.
should get the tattoo.
Should I? Should I do that? I don't know. My manager just yelled at me 2 days ago because I have a tattoo on my back and was
Really?
furious
Who's
with me.
going to see that?
Well, I'm an actor, so
Oh,
You know,
well,
people
they,
do.
you know what? They
They
can
see
cover
that.
that stuff up.
right, they can, but
So
you
get
know,
as many tats as you want.
Ooh. don't no.
You don't
Nothing
have
on
any-
the front.
You don't,
Nothing
you
on
don't
the
have any
front.
tattoos, right, Max?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No. Of course
No.
not.
I got one.
You do?
Oh yeah,
Where is it?
right here.
Okay.
I can't see what it
Max.
is, though. It's
Max,
height.
you may have to lick it to make sure it's like
Oh yeah.
to
a
make sure it's
stick-on.
real. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's the Overlord's tat.
Oh,
that's
cool.
Yeah, that band has been with me since 1969.
Wow.
I know. Can you believe I was playing back then?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, because you don't look that old. So
I don't feel that old. I told my
No.
dad I wanted to be a musician when I grew up. He says you can't do both.
yeah,
So I'm aging slowly.
and you're doing a fantastic job.
I'm having a fun time doing it.
Yeah. So as a blues player, because I'm a blues singer, what drew you to that?
The rock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My cousin ended up going off doing that, in Spain, and I kind of went off doing the rock. I love the rock, and every time I do the rock, people go, "Oh man, you should be a blues singer." And then
Right.
when I do the blues, they go, "Oh man, you'd be a great rock singer." So I'm doing
There's
rock
no
and
winning with
blues.
these people.
Yeah, they've got their opinions. Yeah,
Right.
I think the blues, as I get older,
Mhm.
it's more befitting to do it as an older guy because I've had the experience to be blue.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true.
And
It's true.
we're headlining the International Blues Day Festival on August 6th,
Right.
and that's going to be at Towsley Canyon Park. Gates open at 3. I think there's 4 or 5 opening bands, which I cannot remember because I got too much in my head already.
But they're great bands,
They are great bands, every one of them.
right?
Santa Clarita Blues Society had pulled it together, for the band lineup, and we go on for one set,
Cool.
8 to 8:50, and then
I
it's
love the
over.
preciseness. 8 to
Oh my
8:50.
goodness.
It is 8, yeah. We don't get paid for overtime, so we cut it short right at 8:50. Which brings something else to my mind. These musicians that are out there in the Los Angeles area playing for free.
Oh, God bless them.
God bless them. I'll tell you what. This has been going on since 1972, so I've heard
Mm-hmm.
that they've
Yeah,
been
pay to-
buying,
pay
paying
to play.
Oh my God!
It's awful.
You know
It's
what caused
awful.
it?
Uh,
Money?
nightmares.
Money?
Insurance.
Greed.
Insurance.
Greed.
The insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, in the places that were being insured, the
Mhm.
responsibility was on the places there. They laid the responsibility on the promoters, and the promoters laid it onto the bands, and now the bands are doing it for free, and they're having to toe the line on everything.
Right.
And somebody goes, "Well, I don't pay my musicians anything," and I says, "Well, some people know what they're worth," and that really pisses off the ones who are playing for free. But
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I tell you what, if it makes sense to do it, if there was something that would make sense to, further what you do, yeah, do it for free. And the charity work, it's brutal how many people call me and ask me to do charity work with my bands.
Mm-hmm.
I says, I'll pay my band and I'll come and play for free. You want to pay my
Right.
band? Here's my price. And they're like, oh no, we want the whole band for free.
Yeah.
It's like,
Not so
we're
much.
all grown ups.
Not so much. So you have a grandson who is going to be a big, huge star.
He better be.
What advice would you give
You
to
better
him?
be. Wow, what pressure.
Romeo Frankenstein is his name.
Yeah, Romeo
How adorable is
Frankenstein.
that?
That's cool.
Romeo Frankenstein. It's
He-
so adorable.
Oh, he is. He's adorable. All my grandsons are adorable. No granddaughters, 6 grandsons.
Yeah.
But when he
That's
was like
crazy.
6 months old, he had Stephen Colbert on the TV here and MTV Headbangers Ball in front of him, and
Yeah.
we
Ricky
got-
Rackman.
we got a video of him in his diaper standing on a woofer, beating his chest, screaming at the top of his lungs, and it was like, oh man, 2.5, and now he's like 3.5, and he likes to sing. And I think that's going to be a real plus for him in his later life. And he's a ham. He's a real outgoing personality.
Yeah.
All my kids were raised that way. We used to let them draw on the walls and shit. And
So you're encouraging this music
I encourage
career?
anything that'll open up their personalities. Yeah.
That's
As a
awesome.
matter of fact, don't tell your children no. Just tell them go.
Right. That's
It's a good line.
Turtle. When are you gonna have kids?
First I gotta find a chick.
Yeah.
And then
So anybody
from
out there that will date
like, and then
Turtle,
from there, I don't know.
anybody.
I'm
He's
the
a
most
little
undateable.
desperate.
No,
He's a
no,
little
no,
desperate.
I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
just the
you kinda
most
are.
undateable person in the world.
No,
That's it.
you're not. You're not. That's not true.
Voted.
No.
Voted #1.
There's a Miss Turtle out there for you somewhere.
That's right.
I'm sure. It's bound to happen, right?
You know what? I never thought I would get married again. I divorced in 2005, I think it was, and after 24 years of marriage, and I just didn't. It didn't make sense for me to do this again. But I came across this Japanese woman that had never had children, never been married before, and I thought, you know what? I think this is the one. And it has been. It's been. She got the raw end of the deal, but I got the great end of the deal. Oh, she's awesome.
And what is her name?
Yuko.
Yuko. I love that name. That's such a cool name.
And she just got really excited about having my last name on all her documentation now.
Overlord?
That's my middle name, man.
Oh, I had no idea.
No, last name's Kaye. Yeah. Yuko Kaye.
He's just playing. He knows.
Yeah. She's
That's
got a middle
great
name now. Japanese don't have the middle name. So now she's got Nakamura for her middle name.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
She's awesome.
I want a new name.
You want a new name?
I want a new
One
name.
that won't make you sick?
Yeah, because my last two were like.
Well,
sorry.
is Wasa a married name?
Wasa is my maiden name.
Your maiden name?
Yes. Yeah.
It sounds like a Russian
Nope.
from Warsaw.
No. It's Swedish.
And they left out a few letters of Warsaw and gave you the last name, right?
It's Swedish, meaning
Swedish.
water.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You don't look Swedish either.
Yeah. Well, my mom was Egyptian and my father was Swedish.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah. I know. I'm
Somebody was
a
displaced in that relationship.
little dark girl.
Oh, man, that was hilarious.
Yeah, people look at me and think I'm Italian, Mexican, some kind of Latino, whatever.
You could pass as Russian.
Yeah, it's
I
the
could see
bald
that.
head. That's
Yeah.
why. No.
No.
English, Dutch, German, and Hawaiian.
I was close.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I saw the Dutch in there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it the white goatee?
No, it's the eyes. It's the
The
eyes.
eyes. The
Yeah.
eyes have it.
Yeah, it's the deep set eyes.
And yeah, it's funny because I was raised in my. Did you get a chance to read anything about the family?
No, did you?
My
send
family
me
is
one?
the highest paid lounge act that ever played Las Vegas.
Holy cow!
Are they playing the night
They-
that you
they're-
guys are playing?
They've been gone since
Is it that competition?
2066. They broke up.
Okay.
But we used to have Elvis used to come over and watch me and my brothers when we were little. We had Johnny
The
Mathis come by.
Elvis.
The Elvis.
The Elvis.
Before he got famous, yeah. And I sent her the actual PDF of the family storybook about all the stuff, and there's pictures in there with Charlton Heston and Bob Hope and Judy Garland and all those people in that PDF. And I was raised in that environment, and I thought, well, this is cool. You sleep during the day, you party in the afternoon, barbecues, pool parties, and then go sing at night with your friends. And I grew up in that. And I was, being one of the oldest children, I think I was 5 at the time or whatever, they used to take us and put us in the light booths, and we used to watch all this craziness. And I thought, this is cool. And, the cool, I guess the cool will never wear off, but
Oh.
it sure certainly should have.
When you say lounge act, is it like a true, like when I think of lounge act, I think, have you ever heard of Richard Cheese?
Richard Cheese?
Yeah.
Ricky Cheese?
No, Richard Cheese.
No.
He does, it's him and Lounge Against the Machine.
I love
Yeah,
that. That's a great name.
Yeah, that is a good name.
And they do like very loungy, but like that, very
tell-
stereotypical what you think, with the crooner, and it's got.
I
That
don't.
vibe.
You know what? What's funny is that you're too young to know what I'm talking about. You're in your 20s, right?
no,
Early
but
20s, okay.
but age shouldn't have
No,
anything
it
to do
shouldn't
with
matter.
that.
It
No, there
It
was
shouldn't
there
matter,
were,
like,
there were
you know.
things like Ronald Reagan was a dance man that was in the main showrooms back in the 60s, and what happened was when he came in and took over the main showroom, the owner of the New Frontier Hotel and the or the general manager and my aunt and her manager got together, and what they decided was they were going to put drapes around the lounge to, deaden the sound from going out into the casinos, and that's where people would go after the midnight show. Prior to that, the midnight show until 8 o'clock in the morning, the few gamblers would stay on, but for the most part, they would clean the casinos. And when they went 24/7, what happened is they came on after the midnight show, which ended about 1 o'clock. They played till 8 in the morning. And during the first week, they made $250,000 a day gambling. The casino made $250,000 a day.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
No, so
How do
what?
I get that job?
Let's become loud singers now.
Lounge singing. No,
Yeah.
no. Well, the thing is that they were a main showroom act, and they wanted to keep them over, and they had a couple of weeks off, so they put them in this lounge, cordoned it off, and then they ran the hours for the entertainment until 8 in the morning, and you had all the entourage from Frank Sinatra and all the stars of the day bringing their people into the Frontier Hotel. That first week, they made $250,000 a day, and they thought nothing to pay the band $1 million a year. And they paid the band $1 million a year, a trio with all their backing and everything. $1 million a year from 1954, I think it was, until 66. And nobody has ever, after they found out, musicians play for free, I don't know, or play for,
Right. It's
play for,
done.
yeah, and
ruined
everybody,
it.
then you've heard of Louis Prima and Keely
Oh,
Smith.
sure.
I don't know, not a lot of lounge acts
Right.
are on YouTube or anything, but the Mary Kay Trio has some videos on.
Okay.
They were on like 77 Sunset Strip. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that.
Oh, I remember.
No, you remember
the
hearing about it,
show.
right?
I never watched that though. No.
Yeah, no, they were on a couple of movies, and they were world famous, and then they just kind of got swept under the fame of all the British invasion and all that during the 60s, and it was kind of a raw deal in that respect, but
Yeah.
what a
Wow.
great life they had, and
Holy
and
cow.
I
What
got to,
a great family.
yeah, it was
I
fun.
mean,
I didn't get to see them much because they traveled
Right.
a lot, but we had the best care that money could buy, and we had all the toys that we ever wanted, and big houses and everything else growing up, and I was like, oh man,
Wow.
I wish it was like that as I was growing
Yeah.
older, but I was, we had those wonder years, when we were just doing things that made you wonder.
Yeah, it's like, how did this get so good?
Yeah.
And
It's been
don't
great.
ever let it stop, please.
I don't want it to stop.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And it never should. It should never stop,
Speaking of stopping, we gotta listen to another song.
right?
Name that tune.
Okay.
It ain't love.
Who is John Kaye and the Overlords? Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
440.
This is all original material, yeah.
Okay, let's hear that song. And
Has he got it queued up or what? How do
no,
you do
it's
this?
already playing, dude. I'm like, dude, it's already playing.